I'm Tim Tyler, and this is a video about bad causes, and it has a fairly self-explanatory title. It's about suboptimal causes and what we can do to deal with them. Many recognise that there are bad religions and cults, and there's been a lot of analysis about how to keep the most destructive ideas in this area out of people's heads. Causes are quite a lot like secular versions of religions. Like religions, they spread virally in a manner that has a lot to do with marketing and advertising, and relatively little to do with their relative virtues. Like religions, they are often used for signalling purposes and to indicate goodness and virtue. Like religions, it's hard to say bad things about people's causes for fear of causing offence. And like religions, some causes are better than other ones. Causes seem to be largely about signalling rather than actually making positive changes in the world. You can see examples of this when people ask for sponsorship. Matching donations is another common means of signalling associated with causes. It is good that people signal their virtues to others by trying to do positive things in the world. This video will be discussing the possibility of arranging the environment so that such people find the best way to direct their energies. One problem arises when the signal can be detached from the virtuous act. If altruism can be performed in public while antisocial acts are performed in private, the signalling purpose is served at little cost. So, for example, a charity's bumper sticker can often be obtained inexpensively. Another problem is that causes that are good for signalling are not necessarily particularly good for the rest of the world. People like to signal how much they care. Often the message being signalled is something like, "See how much I care. I even care for," and then X, where X can be trees, whales, the environment, or whatever. Sometimes the less X actually needs care, the stronger the resulting signal is. Another common message is that the individual has a lot of money and spare time and is not preoccupied with looking for their next meal or raising existing children. Since practically any kind of cause can be used to signal that, whether the cause is actually doing something useful can become a side issue. Then there's the power of advertising. So, for example, on Facebook, the Feed a Child with a Click page has over 6 million fans. It's certainly got a catchy slogan, but is it a worthy cause? I haven't researched the issue, but it's well known that what spreads virally is not necessarily strongly connected to what's actually beneficial. Cute puppies may need our assistance, but it seems likely that they receive as much support as they do because their wide eyes and puppy dog faces act as a super stimuli for the parental care circuits in human brains, making humans act irrationally. Exposure to such a super stimulus for the maternal instinct is not necessarily a good thing for the individual, or indeed for the rest of the world. Other causes are pursued for irrational reasons as well. So, for example, if some disease kills your significant other, that does not immediately make attempts to rescue others from the same fate a sensible way to expend resources. Some causes are much better than others. Causes vary in how much donations are siphoned off into administrative costs, and they vary in how much positive difference the interventions they promote make to the world. On the issue of administrative costs, charityguide.org says, "For every dollar you donate, very good charities will use 80 cents or more towards their charitable purpose, while the rest of your donation pays for fundraising costs, administrative expenses, and management salaries. On the other hand, for every dollar donated to a bad charity, as little as 40 cents or worse will go towards the charitable purpose. The rest of your donation will pay a poorly managed or inefficient bureaucracy, perhaps with the involvement of too many for-profit middlemen in the fundraising effort." If you have a cause, criticising other causes is often seen as bad form, similar to a business directly criticising its rivals. Note that slightly positive causes are a substantial part of the problem. They satiate people's desire to do good while having only minor positive effects. So, causes that are merely ineffective actually turn out to have quite negative effects, since they divert resources from where they would actually be useful. If you assume that much of people's energy would be diverted into other worthy causes, then eliminating many less worthy causes would be well worth doing. Most causes run into diminishing returns, so the more funding they receive, the less marginal good extra resources do, but it would still probably pay to siphon some resources toward good causes and away from bad ones. It would be nice if the environment could be rearranged so that better causes receive more funding. So, what can be done in that area? I think we need to get people to think more about the effects of the causes that they donate time and money to. We also need accurate information about what money the causes are receiving and what they're doing with the money. Causes could be independently reviewed, criticised and recommended. There's an organisation called GiveWell at givewell.org, which is one organisation that does this, and more of that kind of thing seems desirable, and reputation systems for the causes would help as well. Reducing privacy levels and demanding transparency seem likely to help expose inappropriate expenditure, and will generally help to expose bad causes if people can see more details about how those causes operate. And lastly, peer pressure from those aware of this kind of issue could be used to direct people away from feeble and bad causes. Apart from administrative problems and outright scams, some causes seem to be better than other ones. I haven't named too many bad causes so far in this video, but I don't want viewers to think that I'm shying away from the whole issue, so here goes. My least favourite cause is global warming. That one receives a lot of energy, and by my accounting it's actively harmful due to the planet already being too cold and because of the risk of catastrophic reglaciation. Animal welfare charities are also low on my list of virtuous causes. These are good for signalling how much you care, but the benefits accrue to non-human animals who mostly can't contribute much to society. By my reckoning, these resources are mostly being wasted. I think that many causes escape criticism for much the same reason that religions do. They represent a positive effort, and having a cause is better than not having one. I'm not sure how much useful energy can be gained by attempting to redirect energy expended on poor quality causes, but it seems to be at least worth trying to draw the issue to people's attention. Enjoy!